All right, let's learn about what a sus chord is. Sus is short for suspension, meaning we are suspending a note from happening. So let's just take like a basic C major chord, which we know is C, E, G. So the way to make a sus chord out of this, there's two options. You can make what's called a sus2 chord or a sus4 chord. Now, something important to know about your regular old major chord is that it contains a root, a third, and a fifth. What these numbers stand for, the third and the fifth, is how far away they are from the root in terms of intervals. So E is the third of the C chord because it is an interval of a third away from a root. G is a 5 of a C chord because G is an interval of a fifth away from the root C. So what we can have is like a sus2, for example. So all that does is it takes away the third of the chord and replaces it with a note that's an interval of a second away from the root. So in this case, C, D, G. D would be the sus2. So if you wanted to play like a C sus2 chord, you would replace the third with the second. And what it does is it creates suspension leading back into that third. So you can play these two chords one after another. You could play the sus2 and then play the third, and you hear it leads into it. The other option we have is a sus4, which is the same idea, but now instead of replacing the third with the second, we replace the third with the fourth, F being a fourth away from the root. There's your sus4, and that's because the fourth is suspending. It can go down to the third after. It resolves into it. So you have your basic C major chord, C, E, G, then the sus2 replaces the third of the chord with the second, hence the sus2, and then C, F, G is a sus4, the F replacing the third, hence is a fourth away, so hence sus4. So those are a couple options you could start doing. You could do it with any chord. If we have a D major chord, D, F sharp, A, the sus2 would be the E. Right, there's the sus2, the G would be the sus4. You notice I still keep the root and the fifth in both these chords, I'm just replacing the third. So that is the difference between a sus2 and a sus4 chord.